Hello, third graders. Today we are doing Unit 1, Lesson 19, which is sort of like putting what we've learned into practice. And it's actually the last lesson before the Unit 1 review test or practice test. So, let's jump into it. It says math and hobbies. A hobby is something you do for fun. Owen's hobby is photography. He took pictures on a field trip and displayed them. Now the question here, it says solve how many photos did Owen display on the poster? Explain the different strategies you can use to find the answer. Write an equation for each. So, what do you think? Take a look. Give it a shot, try to answer, pause, and then play when you're ready to hear what I have to say, okay? So on this side, there are 4. And on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6. You could also look at this 6 as like a 5. And then 1 more, right? So let's start talking about it and writing some equations. So here we have a 4 by 6 array. So you could have 4 times 6. What does that equal? 24. You could also have 4 times 5 plus 4 times 1. That would be this group of pictures plus that group of pictures, which also equals what? 4 times 5 is 20, and 4 times 4, so 24. You could also have divided this way, 2, 6 times 2 plus 6 times 2, which equals, each of those are 12, right? And that is 24, which means you could also have 2 times 6 times 2, which is 24. There's a lot of different ways you can look at it. There's more than what I have written here, but there's several. So if you had only one way, write down one of the ways that I wrote down. If you wrote all these ones down, great job. If you wrote down more than I did, wonderful. Okay. Question number 2. What other ways could Owen have arranged these photos in an array on the poster? Now what this is asking, it's still going to be an array, so still like a rectangle with rows and columns. But really what it's asking is what other, well, hang on. I'll let you think about it. Think about it first. Pause and hit play when you're ready. It's really asking what are the other factors for 24? So things that can multiply to 24 are 1 times 24. That's 24. Or what else could you do? 2 times what to get to 24? Well, good. Equals 24. And then what else? Is there a 3? Is there a 3 factor that multiplies to 24? There is. Do you remember what it is? It's 8. And then we have our 4 by 6 here, so we'll leave that one out. The next one will be 6 by 4, which is 24. You could also do an 8 by 3, which is 24. You could also do a 12 by 2, which is 24. And a 24 times 1, which is 24. And so the difference between that one and this one is very long and skinny this way, and the other one is skinny that way. All right, let's go ahead and turn that page. Okay, now it says, what is your hobby? Karina asked some third graders, what is your hobby? The answers are shown under the photos. So, dancing. 4 third graders said dancing. Photography. 8 more than dancing said photography. Games. 8 third graders said games. And then reading. 6 less than photography said reading. So these two gave us a direct number, but these two gave us like a comparison to a number. So we're going to have to take our dancing number. So photography, P equals dancing plus 8, right? 8 more than dancing. So we'll take our dancing number, which is 4. P equals 4. Okay. So then we'll plug that value into here. So then we'll have 4 plus 8 equals P. What is 4 plus 8? 12, right? So P equals 12. Then for reading, I want you to try what we just did with photography and dancing with reading. So set up an equation. R equals, how would you write 6 less than photography? You do. You ready? You do photography minus 6. And then you have your photography amount, so you plug that in there. R equals 12 minus 6. And what is 12 minus 6? R equals 6. And then for games, it's just 8. All right. Now, we're going to fill in this table. So we'll just put in the number. So dancing, how many kids said dancing? 4. How many kids said photography? 12. How many kids said games? 8. How many kids said reading? 6. Okay, now for number 4, we're going to make a pictograph. So a pictograph is a way to show data without like numbers, but to compare. So it says each box stands for 2 third graders. So we're going to draw boxes to get to that number. So for dancing, 2, we're counting by 2s, 4. And when you're making a pictograph, you want to make sure that all of your shapes are the same size and equal distance from each other. You don't want to have one giant square and one tiny square, because then that ruins the point of being able to quickly look at the graph and see which one is the biggest or the smallest group. All right, photography. How about you go ahead and try to fill out the rest of these with the squares. Remember, you're counting by 2s. Pause and play when you're ready to see what I did. The photography. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Games. 2, 4, 6, 8. Reading. 2, 4, 6. Okay, now the final question here, and you'll notice I tried my very best to line these up as much as I could. You know, you're only a human, so don't be too hard on yourself, but try your best. Final question here is, how many third graders answered her questions? How do you think we could find that? You're right, we're just going to add up the total number of respondents to her survey. So a 4 and a 6 makes 10, right? So those two are 10. A 12 and an 8 makes 20. So 10 plus 20 is 30 third graders. All right, now you're not done yet. You got to make sure you practice your math facts, right? Using the tools or some other tools, but making sure that you're practicing in a way that you can do it every day. And then go and see if you have an assignment. Bye, everybody. See you next time.